Yes, student. Next topic it is administration. So the Turkish state in India was militaristic, underlying, and aristocratic, or you can say the state was Islamic. But the Sultan did not allow any open violation of the Islamic law. But they also did not allow the Muslim divines to dedicate the policy of the state, or you can say that the sultan has to supplement the muslim law by framing their own regulation. That is why the historian Baraini refused to consider the state in India as truly Islamic. Okay, so the sultan's office was the most important in the sultanate, and all the political, legal and military authorities were with him. He was solely responsible for the administration, security of the state, and maintenance of law and order. Please underline. Okay. The power of the sultan was based on the military force. So these are you can say that these are some of the department which was divided, and it was having different heads. Like the first department was Diwane Wazrat, or the revenue department, you can say. It was headed, the main head was the chief minister, who is called Wazir. Next, it is a Diwane Azhar, or it is a military department headed by Azhar Mulinik. It was the responsibility of the department to recruit. Recruit means to select, equip, to give them the equipments. Equipment means the various weapons, and pay the army. Then Diwane Risalat, dealing with the religious matters. Okay, and it was the head of the, it was Chief Sadar, who was also called the Chief Qazi. The Chief Qazi was the head of the Department of Justice, also law and order. Law and order. And then it is the Diwane Insha, which deal with all the kind of domestic as well as the foreign correspondence. Means any other than the previous things. The village administration was managed by the Muqaddam. You can underline, and they were appointed to look after the village administration. Then Munsif is there, who is looking after the accounts. Then Patwari is there, who is looking the various records. So this was the administration. Now it is next, it is very important, the Ikta system, the system of granting revenue from a piece of land or the village to an officer instead of paying him in a cash salary was called the Ikta system. Okay, so the system of granting revenue from a piece of land or a village to an officer. Okay, the land revenue which is getting, that is will be paid to the officer. Okay, that will not be, instead of paying him a cash, he will not be paid the cash in cash, and salary was that cash salary payment him, instead of paying him a cash salary, means he will not be paid in a cash. This is called, under this system, an officer who is called the Iktadar would collect the revenue from his Ikta. Ikta means a land, piece of a land. Ikta, the piece of a land which is given to him, and on that piece of land that person will get the land revenue. He would keep a certain amount of his salary from his revenue, and another part of the revenue was spent for maintaining the soldiers for the sultan. So what he is going to do with that money, the money, some part of that revenue will be kept for his own purposes, and the other part will be spent for maintaining the soldiers. They also had to pay a fixed amount annually, and even some part of the money will be paid to the sultan also. The officer had to keep a detailed account of his income and expenditure. He was responsible for the maintenance of law and order in his territory. So this is the Ikta system. Next, it is the economy. Inland and overseas trade both flourished, means inland import and export. Under the Sultanate, Delhi, Daulatabad, Lahore, Lucknow were famous trading center during that time. India developed trade relation with Europe, Malaya, China, Central Asia, Afghanistan, Persia, Tibet, Bhutan. And trade was encouraged by the rulers of India. The roads and coins plays an important role in flourishing the trade. Tanka, underline this, it's a, which was a silver coin started by Iltutmish, we have already read, was used widely in the market. You can see some of the pictures of the coins also. Almost every town has a marketplace where goods were brought and sold. Agriculture was the main occupation of the people during that time, and the land taxes was raised to 50% of the produce from the land. The chief industries were textile, sugar, hardware, and paper manufacture. Small factories also developed during this period. Now, after this architecture, you can see the beautiful monuments made by the Sultanate rulers. So, architecture, you can say the Turks and Afghan introduced new styles and techniques. The architect of this period was a blend of Hindu and Muslim, means mixture of both. That is why it is called Indo-Islamic. Indo-Indian, Hindu, Islamic, Muslims. So the Muslim ruler employed Hindu craftsmen who used Indian decorative styles in the construction. And then red sandstone was used. The two important architect forms used in the buildings, they were the arches and the domes. The use of minaret was also very popular. See, these are the minarets, arches. Clear? So then building were decorated with the floral designs, okay, or geometrical designs, you can say. Then many monuments were encarved with the calligraphy, the art of producing beautiful writing using specific pen or brushes. Okay, verses from the Holy Quran was inscribed in these calligraphy. Qutbuddin Aibak started the construction of the Qutub Minar, which he dedicated to the Sufi saint Qutbuddin Bakhtiar Kaki. Okay, Iltutmish, but before its completion, he died. So later, Iltutmish completed the construction. It is a beautiful specimen of Islamic architecture, and the structure has been declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Then the architecture of the Mamluk and Khilji dynasty was ornamental, and that period, Tulka period, was simple. Monument built by the Lodhis were more lavish and included huge domes. Then the structures which represent the architectural style were the Qutb Islam Mosque in Delhi and the Adhai Deen Jaunpara in Ajmer. So the some of the information about this: the Qutb complex, it's a famous minar. Other monuments of the complex, it includes Alai Minar, Alai Darwaja, then also with the Adhai Deen Ka. These you can read from here, and important you can learn. Then Turkabad Fort is there. Then you can say Firoz Shah Kotla. It is in the this Firoz Shah Tughlaq established Firozabad is a new capital. Then tomb of Sikandar Lodi. He is a second immortal ruler of the Lodi dynasty. His tomb was built by his son Ibrahim Lodi. It is situated in Lodi Gardens in Delhi. Then we will come to the paintings. The painting was another art form which flourished during medieval period. Miniature paintings were used to decorate books. Most of the sultan got their portrait made by skilled painters. Palaces and temples were decorated with the ferocious. These are the colors, beautiful colors. Then music, the influence of the Persian and Arabic music on the classical music of Indian created a new form of music which is known as Hindustani classic music. So Amir Khusro, please underline Amir Khusro. He was a famous poet and musician, and he combined a lot in combining Persian music with the music of India. He introduced qawwalis, okay, then ghazals, contribution of beautiful poetry with the melody is a contribution of the Sultan period. Sitar, sarangi, tabla, rawab, these were some of the instruments which played a very important role in the Indian music, which was introduced during the period of Sultanate. Kathak, a beautiful dance form, was patronized and performed in the courts. Then the Sultan period saw the rise of devotional musics, bhakti saints, such as Mirabai, Kabir, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used kirtans, bhajans and Sufi saints such as Nizamuddin Aulia. So these people, they and Amir Khusro they used the qawwalis to separate their message and a mode of worship to God. Then language and literature. Persian was the language of administration. Arabic was mostly used by traders. Sanskrit continued to the language of high learning among the Hindus, and the blend of Persian and Hindi gave rise to the new language called the Urdu language. Urdu means camp. It was the language used in camps by soldiers with the different nationality because they belong to different communities. Persian poets Amir Khusro, Amir Hassan, they wrote beautiful poetry in Persian. Then Amir Khusro, he wrote in Hindi and Persian language also. Then come to the religion. The Hindu was an integral part of Sultan ruler, and during this time, this Sufism among the Muslim and Bhakti among Hindus brought them together. Both Bhakti and Sufi saints were great religious teachers of the time who emphasized religious tolerance, equality, harmony, and a liberal attitude towards the religion. So we can say that the Delhi Sultanate occupy an important place in Indian history. The two cultures, Hindu and Muslim, became very popular and created a new composite culture which was very unique. The Delhi Sultanate disintegrated towards the beginning of the 15th century. The administrative system of this Sultanate period was very effective, and today also most of the administrative work we are carrying on the same way the earlier it was carried. So your chapter is over. Now students, we will do the tick the correct answers. So please come here. The first one, it is a Ajmer. Second one, that which of the following was a foreigner traveler? Ibn Battuta. Third one, Sultanate Prince flute. Fourth one, Diwan-e-Arsh. And the fifth one, Munsif. Just go through by your own. First one, Ajmer. Second one, C part. Third one again, D part. Fourth one, B part. And the last one, C part. Now the fill-ups. The first fill-up, the village administration was managed by Muqtadam. Firoz Shah, right to land. Third one, Iqtadar. Fourth one, Firoz Shah Tughlaq. And the last one, Indo-Islamic style. Once again, Muqtadar, right to land, Iqtadar, Firoz Shah Tughlaq, and the last one, Indo-Islamic style. Now, this column A to B, Qazi, Chief Justice. Second one, Delhi, Qutub Minar, Qutbuddin Aibak, Urdu, Camp, Minhaj-e-Sartaj, great poet of Persian and Hindi, and Amir Khusro. Sorry. Fifth one, it is a historian. And the sixth one, he was a great poet of Persian and Hindi. True and false. The first one, Urdu, a new language. True. Sufi saints. True. The Sultanate was a military rule. True. The village administration was managed by Bakshi. False. And the last one, it is true. Now students, we are left with the question answers and the picture study that I will do with you afterwards.